Maps that broke the internet. How did the U.S. let this gulf be named after Mexico? Is Mexico more powerful than the U.S.? That is a good question. I have been asking this question for years at this point, and finally someone spoke up about it. Gulf of Mexico is the Gulf of America now. Now, how about we go ahead and address these two huge bodies of water over here? What do you say? I'm thinking like the United States of Atlantic Ocean and then the America Ocean. Yeah, we'll just take all of that. North America Ocean, South America Ocean. We'll just take that to the bank. I showed this to someone recently and they didn't believe me that this was the case. Yeah, it's actually the Gulf of America in the land of the free, home of the brave. I'm starting to believe that there's Donald Trump somewhere among us picking up genius ideas. Yeah, probably. I think Donald Trump does subscribe to the Reddit map and circle jerk. Next up, we have my vacation plan in America as a European. Morning arrival in New York, 1 hour drive to Miami, 2 hour drive to Las Vegas, and then the nighttime you have the return flight from Los Angeles. That's pretty funny. It's a little out of the way, but Iowa has a lot of corn. Can't stress this enough. I talked to a European recently, a French guy. He was very interested in the United States in general. He told me, he was like, I love the US. I want more than anything to go to Dallas, Texas. And I was like, Dallas, Texas, bro. Out of all the places to go to Dallas. I was like, what do you mean Dallas? Of all the places in the United States you could go, you want Dallas, Texas. But you know what? More power to you, buddy. Okay, the true size of China. People often think China's huge, but it's actually smaller than Florida. If I stop posting, you know what's happened. Send help. Yeah, true. They'll be after you. If it's so small, why is it a threat? Is the U.S. government stupid? Your guess is as good as mine. Y'all couldn't behave. The Gulf of Poland. Countries should just start renaming the Gulf of Mexico. Just like proclaiming that it's now theirs. Forcing Google's hand and seeing what they do. See if they rename it for them on their local Google Maps. Why not name it the Very Epic Gulf so nobody has a claim to it? Why would we make it the Very Epic Gulf? We should just make it the Gulf of America. Duh. Lot of Gulf of America humor on this. Hear me out. Gulf of Cum. United States, Cuba, America, or Mexico? Excuse me. Ooh, that's actually... Hold on. Was I cooking there? Renaming Mexico to America? That kind of has a nice little ring to it, doesn't it? Am I crazy? I think I might be low-key onto something here. Who can help me identify this peninsula? We might just have to straight up blur this. I don't know if I can show this one. This is too anatomically accurate. That's hard. Nice. Is this fate or simply how France elects its presidents? Is this Macron? He does fit real nicely in there, right? Looks like he could just bite onto this part and just hold it in his mouth and just... Arr. Have you ever seen, for action cameras, they have bite mounts and they look really silly? That's what that reminds me of. Macron could put France on a bite mount and hold it in his little mouth. So let's see if the other French presidents follow this mold here from the side. Excuse me, sorry. Oh, yep. Charles de Gaulle. He looks like he would fit right in there. Also, this Macron image is so iconic. I expected this to be like an Onion article about his schnoz. Whoa, is that a slap mark? What do you mean he got slapped? That cannot be real. Okay, it's altered. I was gonna say, I can't imagine someone getting slapped that hard that they leave a perfect red handprint on the side of his face. This image reminds me of, what are those pin toy? Yeah, this thing. The 3D pin art things. It's like he pushed his face into the side of the country and it was one of these things. Do Americans realize how big their country actually is? I've seen this before. I think it's very funny, right? Like, of course, we have Jesus Cristo in there. We like China. The entirety of China does fit inside the United States of America. Canada is as big as Montana. Waldo's right here. Of course, we have Saturn and all of her rings right there. But then I just realized that the United States itself is inside of Alaska. Oh, that's very funny. All comments are deleted. Whoa, what happened here? How am I gonna steal jokes if everything is deleted? This map is all wrong. I'm pretty sure that while yes, the USA is huge, Texas still won't fit in. Funny. You're funny. Who wins this hypothetical war? Thousands of Danish citizens are launching an effort to buy California as a response to Trump's attempt to take Greenland. They say they will provide Californians with rule of law, universal healthcare, fact-based politics, and a lifetime supply of Danish pastries. Now, those first three things, you can keep those. I don't need those in my America. But that last one, You're kind of cooking with that. That sounds low-key delicious. But I don't know who wins this hypothetical war. Mexico has the opportunity to do the funniest thing. Gulf of California. Imagine. Is this, they would rename this the Gulf of Mexico? Or would they name this one also the Gulf of America so that people get confused? They try to go to Cancun on the Gulf of Mexico and then they end up in Baja and they're like, oh no, we went to the wrong Gulf of America. Map, but it's actually, so you take Namibia, you take South Africa with, hold on, what's the sound on this? Is it crass? They had the opportunity to really do something here and they just neglected to put any sound effects on there. But still, very funny. My family's migration history. When you ask any middle-class white American where their family's from, this is the type of response you get. They go down to the 35ths. 1/35th Welsh, 3/4 Taiwanese, 7/17 Austro-Hungarian. My grandpa was actually the ruler of the Holy Roman Empire. Yeah, I'm actually related to the Clydesdale family. You tell them that's just a horse, they go ballistic on you. They absolutely blow up, go Karen mode if you tell them that Clydesdales are just a horse. There's no Clydesdale family. I was thinking of the Habsburgs when I said Clydesdale. Is this some kind of rhythm game? I want to play this game. Looks fun. United States presidential election results if the Yellowstone supervolcano erupted on election day. If only, if only. One day, the supervolcano will erupt and lay waste to us entirely, and then we will forget our sad existence here. And then it will all be over, everyone. We can only hope that the Yellowstone supervolcano will erupt and take us all away in a wake of ash, resulting in something resembling a nuclear winter. But that is not today, unless it's gonna happen in the next 30 seconds. Imagine. That would be an amazing, this would be the best YouTube video ever. Anyway, a little reminder why it's called the Gulf of Mexico. Just remember, this is lame, whatever. This was all Spanish territory anyway, brother. Why is it not called the Gulf of Spain? Mexico was owned by the Spanish and also Louisiana was owned by the French. Why is it not called the Gulf of France? Touche, gotcha. That's called being defeated in the marketplace of ideas right there. Gulf of Cuba, get out of here. Ain't no way. Map of Europe drawn from memory. Yeah, that one's not hitting for me. This red line divides the world population in half. I had to balance it out with 13 Latvias because my math didn't add up. Okay, is that actually Latvia? Because Latvia is the country that looks the most like a buzzard to me. You know what I'm talking about? Bald bird. One day all the Latvias will rise up and swallow the rest of us whole. Probably not. Is the map of Europe on the Euro accurate? I don't remember the giant two-shaped island. This is average European humor right here. Boo! If Canada has a housing crisis, why don't they build houses within the red circle? That's a good question. Why doesn't anyone go up there and just colonize that? They already own it. They should just turn it into colonies and build cheap housing, right? Blue whale versus Vatican City really puts things into perspective. That's going to be the next pope right there. He's the front runner, Mr. Whale. I wonder what's going through that whale's head right now. That is actually a good question. Is it in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy where the whales get teleported into the sky or something? Blue whale teleported. Oh, yep, the whale. Here we go.
It is important to note that suddenly, and against all probability, a sperm whale had been called into existence several miles above the surface of an alien planet. And since this is not a naturally tenable position for a whale...
Friends with me. Hello, ground.
There. Who would win this hypothetical war? That's a good question. Americans, I'm traveling to Europe. Europe. UK, France, Italy. True, it's the only places worth going. I'm saying, dude. Finally, someone acknowledges it. The rest of that big country over there is useless, man. 1984 if it wasn't mid. Sure. Under the Ice, Antarctica is still peak RPG world design. They don't make them like this anymore. Me when I look at any map and think of the World of Warcraft world map. I can't help myself, dude. All I think of is Tenaris when I see a map of Germany. See, it has the shape of, actually it's more like France, right? This outline. Come on, man. It's exactly like France. Map of every state I've taken a shit in. Got me banned on map porn. I should make a map like this. I'd be browning out the entire country, man. I'd be covering everything. Who would win this hypothetical war? Rich from oppressing others, rich from trade with the oppressors, oppressed rich anyways. Poor despite oppressing others, skill issue. Poor because oppressed. True. Probably Russia though, because you know, Russian land wars. Something you can't win a land war in Russia. Finns once again proving they are the Übermensch. Yeah, let's actually think about this. I'm gonna think about it in good faith. I feel like not the rich from oppressing others red state here. That definitely does not do anything. I like the footholds that the poor despite oppressing others have, right? Like if you were a risk player, you would like to have this, you like having this, though you're kind of surrounded by blue here, but you have this stronghold, which you can like distract them on this front, but then, you know, if they push into this territory, you're kind of donezo there. Here, you kind of have a little bit of space, but I like this position because you only have one major border and then a minor border with the poor oppressing others people. This, you're sandwiched between too many opponents. I think I'm actually just gonna go with the Russian land war. It's a hard play to invade the big continent, the subcontinent of Russia. Not a subcontinent, duh. Is there a name for this island next to England? That one's pretty funny. I like that. Imagine living in Texas and there's just a war in Michigan. Dude, I was thinking about this legitimately when I was in Europe because I went to Hungary and I didn't realize Hungary's so close to Ukraine. Like this is Hungary right here. Yeah, no, this is Hungary. Like I drove through Slovakia into Hungary and they both share borders with Ukraine. It's like right next to the war-torn country. That's insane. Is this actually accurate, the size of this map? I can't tell because I'm on the Circle Jerk subreddit, but it would be crazy to have open war in one part of the US and you live in a different part. And that's basically what's happening on the European continent. I know this is supposed to be a funny video, but it is a little bit mind-blowing. It's a little bit spooky dooky if I do say so myself. Why are we still arguing about Israel and Palestine? I thought we settled this in 1494. They did divvy up half the world to each other, huh? They really thought that they could just own everything. Silly Europeans. They just don't know how big countries outside of Europe are. Europeans talk about how Americans don't know geography, but really, in reality, Europeans just have no idea how big the world actually is. Map of Germany, but it only highlights the place where I brutally murdered a 32-year-old man at 3:42 a.m. No comment on this one. Fascinating. This is insane to think about. Greater Tokyo area. Fascinating, but untrue. Tokyo is in Japan, not England. This is literally the average commenter on my video. This is the type of comments that I get every single day that I have to deal with. It's unbelievable. The types of things that people say that just they don't have any faith in me to know or any good faith in the things that I say personally. It's ridiculous. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, like the video, subscribe to the channel. This was a lot of fun. Till next time.